Welcome to the Flower Prophecies, a podcast exploring all things flower essences and remedies and flower therapy, and how this vibrational plant medicine has the potential to heal and shift our individual and collective health and consciousness. We'll be diving deep into the specifics of individual essences, nature's energetics, emotional healing and growth, as well as hearing client case studies, hosting special guests and professionals, and I'll be sharing my own personal explorations and philosophies channeled straight from the flowers. Through my own unearthing, I have discovered what I believe to be the most profound teaching of the flowers, and I now wish to share with you the practice of alchemizing fear into beauty.
Hello, welcome back to the Flower Prophecies podcast. I hope everyone is having a beautiful week. I am doing another solo episode this week, and I don't actually know what I'm about to chat about, which is always fun. I have had a lot of guests on lately, and this season in particular, and I have a few more coming as well. But yeah, I thought I would just have a little exploration of some of the themes and some of the experiences, I guess, that the world of flower essences offer us to explore. So something that has been coming up a lot for me and with the work that I do with the flower essences and my clients is this idea of radical responsibility for ourselves. I think, if I'm honest, one of the most, or if not the most, I think, empowering thing we as humans, and specifically women, can do at this time in history and in life, and the year 2024 is just, taking full responsibility and ownership of our experience and our feelings and our lives, really. I think there's a lot of projection and a lot of offloading our challenges and our internal experiences onto our circumstances, onto other people, onto the world in general. And I get it. And I know that, change requires us to stand for our values and express them to the world. And I'm not going to get into sort of the bigger picture of this, but personally and individually, the most profound thing we can do and we can offer the world is this act of taking responsibility for ourselves. And, healing self and healing our lineage and healing for our future generations is really just simply taking responsibility for what we are experiencing in this moment. yes, we are handed down certain, you could call them burdens or traits or a lot of different things. And we also are given them through society, and we are, we have certain things placed within our paths as we move through life. But no one is going to change what we're experiencing within self at all. And yeah, I just think that flower essences and, this medicine really shows us how we can embody this radical responsibility and how we can witness where we have actually been giving our power away by placing responsibility outside of ourselves, externally, whether that be through the labels that we attach to, whether that be through others' stories that we attach to, or whether that be through blaming or projecting onto others, onto external factors outside of ourselves. But all this really does is gives the power to shift those experiences that are tied to them away. And a lot of the time we're giving it away to nothing in particular. It's kind of like this hope that someone else is going to save us, I guess. Or that in sympathizing with others that are experiencing the same thing, we're going to all find solace in that. And not that that can't be healing to recognize that we're not alone in what we're experiencing. But if we're just sitting in our problems and our challenges and our hardships, hoping that someone, will come along and change them for us, we're giving the power to shift our lives and shift our experiences away completely. And I know from personal experience how we can understand and comprehend this notion of taking responsibility. But I also know that it's not until I did this work deeply with the flowers to shift beliefs and shift energy that was getting in the way of me embodying this, did I actually find comfort and find ease and find solace in taking that responsibility myself. And one of the biggest things that I see shift in clients when they get to this stage of awakening and awareness of how that can actually feel to be ready to take full responsibility for self and how empowering that can be. When I witness this stage within a client's journey and within many clients' journeys, it's a really profound moment for them, and it's really beautiful actually to witness, because it's like this moment of realization that we can actually, create our own experience, and how we react to things doesn't necessarily always have to feel so challenging and so constrictive. And so, it's something really beautiful to witness in that way. And I think what happens when we work with flower essences is they slowly edge us to this remembering, to this embodiment of responsibility for ourselves. They slowly move us into a space of it kind of clicking into place. And I think that's what the medicine is all about, really. It's giving us back our power. It's like when we, I think the reason that so many of us really love and resonate with practices like astrology and human design, and practices such as those, is that initially what they do is validate our experience. A quick note: if you are a creative, an entrepreneur, or someone with a deep passion or vision that you would like to expand into, if you know your potential and are desiring to transmute your fears into fuel for fulfilling it, if you want to learn more about yourself so that your relationships can feel expansive and easeful, and if this episode is stirring something within you, I want to share with you that I offer one-to-one mentoring packages where we will explore flower essences and using them to harness and harmonize your vision and creativity. Drawing upon all I have navigated and learned from working in the creative industries for a decade to creating deep relationships with the flowers, alchemizing my own fears, blind spots, and roadblocks, I have curated these 3-month packages to offer you deep healing, growth, and tangible resources to tap into your personal and creative evolution. Again, if this is stirring something within you that is calling to be tapped into, you can book a connection call or sign up for the Beauty Way packages via the link in the show notes, or by heading to hekahealing.com.au/thebeautyway. I look forward to sharing the flower medicine with you. We're drawn to them because they validate our experiences, and they kind of can become these labels that we attach to, and they, in essence, can become excuses for not empowering within self. But if you were to speak with any of these embodied teachers in these fields, they would say that it's the complete opposite, right? So these modalities, these methods, these maps don't, they're not there to validate us. They're there to show us how to step into our power. They're there to show us these specific paths that we can take responsibility in acceptance and in choice and in using our traits, using the information and intelligence of these to further embody responsibility in being all of who we are. And that's just like flower essences too, right? Because we can see these remedies and these essences that have these certain healing properties and these certain actions attached to them. And we can view them as saviors, as medicine that is going to heal us, when really they're just offering us what we need to take control of that, to be empowered in that area of our lives. And it's really up to us to choose whether we are going to take responsibility for that area. Because we can use the medicine, and we can feel the shifts, right? We can feel that validation. But if we don't choose to then take responsibility for that area and get curious with ourselves and work to create awareness around why and what has manifested in our lives through the emotions, through the experiences that we're working on with that specific remedy, then, you know, a few years down the track, we're just going to experience that come up again. So we can move into using flower essences in this, I guess, for lack of a nicer word, superficial way. And there's nothing wrong with doing that at all, because at the end of the day, they're here to help us in any way they can. But if we want to be empowered and in the driver's seat of our lives, it's about taking this responsibility. And yeah, I think the beauty of flower essences is that we can begin to take them in this superficial way, or this just this less curious, less aware way. And with every time we do that, they open us up a little bit more and a little bit more. And, you know, we might use them for 6 months, we might use them for 10 years. But at a certain point, we have reconnected with the flowers so much that there's nowhere to go but to be aware that this responsibility needs to be taken. And so we get to a certain point where we're either choosing to stay stuck in these cycles of validation and outsourcing our peace and projecting externally, or we take responsibility. We choose to maybe traverse the slightly more challenging path, but it leads to more power over our lives, more power over our experiences. And ultimately then more peace, right? And more potential. But if we choose to stay stuck in these cycles, and we're continuing to take the flower essences, hoping for this validation, the push only gets louder and louder. So it's this real beautiful, I guess, facet to this medicine is that we can choose in self to do it really damn quickly, or we can mosey along, but ultimately it's always going to lead us to the same place. And that place is taking responsibility for ourselves and our experiences. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to talk about that aspect of working with flower essences, because ultimately it's where everyone ends up. It's at this place, this same point, and that's life, right? That's where we do all end up, or we just stay stuck in the cycles. Yeah. But the flower essences really show us quite clearly where we're not stepping up to that. And so I guess this is just like a bit of a note, a bit of a reminder that if we allow them to, the flower essences can really catapult us into an experience that we are empowered in and in control of. If we choose to work with them in this really conscious, really intentional way, they are such a profound medicine. And yeah, I guess this was just a little bit of a reminder of where the flower essences can lead you if you allow them to. And if you desire to really shift your experience, what that's going to look like, you know? And I think, if anything, one of the most empowering things you can do if you are choosing to take responsibility for yourself and for your experience and for your healing is work with flower essences, work with astrology, work with human design, work with these technologies and these beautiful offerings that show you where you can create change in your life and show you where you can stand in your full power and show you where you can take control for all that you're moving through. And life only gets so much better when you do that, you know. If you know you have been searching for these ways to have a more easeful, more meaningful, more peaceful existence, but you're still placing your responsibility or some part of responsibility externally, maybe this is your reminder to try a new avenue. Well, that was my little rant for today. And something that, I just see coming up with the flower essences, and also with, I just guess, the healing space in general at the moment. And if you feel like you are understanding that you need to take responsibility, or you're comprehending that you need to take responsibility for your life, and you feel as if you're doing that, but you're not shifting, or nothing's changing, or you're not feeling better in self, then maybe incorporating flower essences is what's going to open that door to accessing what it really means to do that, and to be in that energy. Because that's what happened for me. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode. If you have anything of your own to share, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message. I want to start having some conversations around what I share within these episodes. And I do get some beautiful feedback on what you thought, but I'd love to start some dialogue with everyone around this. Not just today's topic, but just, what I share with the flower essences and the experiences that I am having and witnessing and facilitating. So please reach out. And if there is anything that you would love to hear about in particular as well, I'd also really like to know. I mean, there's so many different avenues and so many different realms that I can speak to with this medicine and this work, and sometimes it gets a little bit too overwhelming to even know what you may want to hear about. So please let me know if there's anything in particular, or if you want to hear from anyone in particular, if you have someone that you really admire in this space. I'd love to get them on for you. So and I'll be back next week with another beautiful guest. And in the meantime, have a beautiful week ahead.